Hello, my name is Martin Simpson. Welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about backlink acquisition. Now, it can also be referred to as link building, so whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. But yeah, I'm going to basically talk to you about what it is, what to remember when you're doing link acquisition, as well as a bit of an example template that you can go and use to get started. So this is kind of aimed between beginner and intermediate, and it's just a way to kind of get you started and kind of get you aware of the basic concepts of backlink acquisition. In SEO, a link or backlink is basically a signal to a search engine like Google or Bing, basically telling them that your website and its contents are of high quality and is of something that people want to reference. Now, basically, the more high quality backlinks that you have driving to your website ultimately tells search engines that they need to go and rank it higher because people like it and it's exactly what people are searching for. Now, it also ultimately means that the higher you are on the search engine results page, the more increased visibility and traffic that you're going to get to your website. Now, and it's analysed by Backlink. Generally, the websites with the more backlinks going to them, it ultimately means that they're going to rank higher in Google compared to those that just don't have that many backlinks and little authority. And you may say, oh, there's many websites out there that don't have any backlinks or anything going to them that rank highly in Google. There's some that can, but there's a lot of ones who kind of do some dodgy trick. Now, you also may wonder about a concept called domain authority. Now, this is a third-party metric, so this is an estimate, and it's not exactly what Google thinks is, really high in their rankings or authority, should I say. But basically, it's a bit of a metric that's just saying, hey, this is going to be the probability that it's going to rank higher in the search engine results pages. So let's say, for an example, your Forbes, they've got really high authority. They're probably going to rank higher than a website there's just a small little blog that has very little authority and maybe they've only just started. Now, there's other abbreviations as well of domain authority depending on what you're using. If maybe using SEMrush, there's the AS score. Again, Moz, DA score. Ahrefs use a DR score. And yeah, it's not a perfect reflection of Google's algorithm, but it's definitely worth keeping in mind, and a lot of SEOs use that metric when they're trying to look at backlinks and authority. So basically, the process of doing backlink acquisition it's an offsite SEO tactic, and it's basically trying to get those websites with higher authority to link to your website, which will help with building your authority. And it can be done in multiple different ways. There's multiple different techniques. Definitely worth going and checking my blog. I'm going to be uploading content about the different types of techniques that you can be using. In this one, it's just going to be very generic for just anyone who's kind of curious to kind of learn a little bit more about it. There's techniques such as digital PR. You've got the skyscraper technique, guest posting, moving man. There's a lot of different type of techniques that you can definitely go use, so definitely go and check out my blog if you want to learn more about that, and I'll be continuing to upload things about that. But yeah, we're just going to do a generic one, kind of more leaning towards the guest posting side for this case. So just a few things to maybe keep in mind if you are interested in using backlink acquisition in your next website project, or if you're an SEO specialist maybe just starting out and you want to learn a little bit more. So the first things first is niche relevancy, and this is really important because Google can tell if a website, isn't really relating to maybe the content you have on your website. So for an example, I have a marketing business and I really want to get some backlinks. I have a bit of a blog set up, I have a different content, and it wouldn't be very relevant if I was deciding, but hey, I want to go and link to a really niche plumbing website, for an example, and collaborate with them. Google can tell that, it's not a very high quality backlink if you're linking to something that just isn't relevant, and it's not going to ever help your users, or it's not going to help the person who owns the plumbing business. So maybe it might make more sense for me to market to a really big blog site that maybe has some like marketing tools and stuff like that, and maybe they might recommend you, and that's definitely a way that you can kind of get that relevancy. And you kind of got to think of it from the perspective of a user as well. Like, then they're going to be confused and not going to have a good user experience if they open a marketing blog and they're reading an article and they click a backlink to something that just isn't completely relevant. We want to focus on user experience as much as possible. Definitely next, don't be a troll. Particularly in Australia, journalists don't have time, so don't waste their time and don't get a bad reputation. And there's very few journalists in Australia, and if you're wasting their time, they're going to think bad of you, and especially when I connect with them in the future, it's definitely worth valuing their time because they're busy. There's so many stories in Australia. Australia's bigger than what you think. And you really want to make sure that you're developing really high quality relationships and you're maintaining them as well. I'll talk to you earlier about what you can do to maintain these relationships and show your appreciation later. Thirdly, do not use black hat SEO tactics or hire spammers. We live in a world now where you've got platforms, like Fiverr and Upwork saying, we can get you 10,000 backlinks and they're high quality and they're safe to use and they're trusted and they'll make your site rank. They're cheap. Don't use them. Maybe sometimes, sometimes you do have to pay for backlinks, particularly from really high quality sites with lots of domain. However, definitely avoid those cheap options. And most importantly, you do not want to get a manual action on your website, because if you get one of those, you're not going to be able to do anything else on your website and you will not be able to rank. Actually, you can do stuff to your website, just no one will visit you, and that's your problem. We also want to remind ourselves of the key importance of developing effective relationships. Never ask other people for something first. You want to figure out a way of how can I deliver them value, and you really want to, kind of make it 50-50 that both sides are really happy with the result of the relationship you had, whether it's, okay, they get, some high quality resources for their website or they get a link themselves. Think about it. And it's also definitely worth knowing as well that maybe you should leverage existing relationships. That's definitely way easier compared to having to do cold outreach yourself, because it can be very daunting. So think about maybe some existing relationships, but just make sure that if you do have existing relationships, you don't want to destroy them by either coming off really scammy or, just keep it in mind. Know the basics and the fundamentals. Alright, so when you want to look at potential backlink opportunities, there's a whole lot of tools and stuff out there that you can use to get yourself started. There's tools such as AllTop and Web Scraper just to go and get you started. Now, if you're doing backlink acquisition at scale, it's definitely worth being organized and putting it into a document or an Excel sheet that will have it nice and organized and layout, so you can kind of know what sites are definitely worth going after. I've included a table on my blog site, so definitely go and check that out. It's free download, so definitely go and have a look and adjust it to your needs. And basically, you want to track key things like the URL, the site authority, which you can get from whether it's like Ahrefs or SEMrush, and trust, traffic, link quality score, their contact details and the updates on how you're going so far, whether your link acquisition is in process or you've sent them a follow-up email that you're waiting for. So definitely go and check out my blog to learn a bit more about that. Now, what matters most when you're doing backlink outreach is your time. Your time's precious, my time's precious, everyone's time is precious. But if you know that realistically you're probably not going to be able to get the link from that person or that organization, or you kind of doubt that they're going to reply to you after you've done a couple follow-ups, stop following it. You've got better things to do and better links to go and get. So here's some basic tips to keep in mind when you are developing your first pitch email, or cold email, whatever you're doing. Definitely pick your battles. Again, as I mentioned earlier, obtain links from sites that you know that you are going to get a link from. And if there's a lot of people out there, maybe they might give you a bit of a difficult time, or maybe it's just taking really long to get a reply stuff from them. Pick your battles and know that with the competition being really heavy out there, if something's not worth your time, just stay clear. Definitely manage your inbox, check your emails, 3 to 4 times a day. Definitely, maybe at the start of the day, maybe at lunchtime, and then maybe half an hour before you finish. You probably want to get in contact with them really quickly. Now, if you're unsuccessful the first time, be persistent and, maybe just send up a kind follow-up email. Don't go any more than 3 times. Don't do any more than 3 times, otherwise you can come off as a bit spammy. Don't do that. Again, offer them an incentive. As I mentioned, with building relationships, you kind of want it 50-50, so they benefit as well as both yourself, and you want to focus on them before you. Definitely use your own name as well as a professional email signature. It comes off as a lot more authentic and professional, so then people, they know, okay, they're actually contacting this person, and it puts you on the line. Like, if I put my name on something and it wasn't to my standard, I'll not feel very happy about it. And avoid overusing email templates. I've got a bit of an email template for you below, so you can use that, but don't overuse it. Adjust it. Think about trying to, make it like an authentic relationship, as I keep saying over and over again. So, read out a bit about the person, their website, and incorporate some of that in so it feels authentic and less spammy. Alright, so to crafting the email. Now, I've got a couple example subject lines where you can use for your various posts, so definitely go and check that out on my blog. I'm going to give you a bit of an example of just a hypothetical one for how it could definitely work, and then the template is actually on my website, but you can just copy and paste, and then I just got a little insert bits where you can just insert it. I'm going to use that same template here, but I'm just going to show you one fully fleshed out, so I'll go show you. I just want to make sure just to let you guys know that this is hypothetical, and any little stats or stuff and statistics that I use on here, they're not realistic. Alright, so this is basically kind of what I've written. Again, you can download the template and kind of adjust it to your needs. Now, it's going to be different depending on what technique you're using, whether it's digital PR or it's trying to fix a broken link from someone's website. But this is just a really generic one. Right, so this is so I've done subject, guest post, content marketing, and SEO in 2024. Hi Jerry, this is Jerry. I don't know, I was just thinking of asking him at the time, to be honest. I was on your website this morning wanting to find more information about content marketing, and I really appreciated the depth of your research and the resources available to readers like me. I'm in fact a really big fan of your Content Marketing Plus. This is the website name that I've just made up I wanted to try to get a link from. And I've followed your blog for a while. In fact, I've been so inspired by your work, content marketing and SEO in 2024. I've been thinking about how the resources on my website could be beneficial to this article or any articles that you are writing in the future. I'm not sure if you're aware, but recently we found a growing trend of marketing agencies struggling to come up with creative content ideas in a recent marketing survey we conducted with over 30 small marketing agency owners in Australia's capital cities. After doing some research and trialling of multiple brainstorming methods, we discovered that the speed-storming technique was the most efficient, generating 30% more ideas that marketing agencies can actually use as opposed to other brainstorming methods. You can see the full article, Speed-Storming How to Boost Your Content Marketing Ideas in Little Time, on our website located at this URL. Most of our readers are small businesses, students, and entry to medium-level digital marketers seeking ways to stay ahead of trends and skills essential to reaching their full potential with their marketing strategies. We couldn't have done it without our amazing team at Martin Snimpson Communications, as we managed to win multiple web and marketing awards. I'll be thrilled to hear back from you if you're interested and to bounce some ideas around. Just let me know. I also have linked some of our previous web below for your convenience. Looking forward to hearing from you. Martin Snimpson. So yeah, that's a really basic structure of what you could use. I've tried to get to the point as quickly as possible. So for the kind of the incentive there is I'm giving them, high quality resource and something that, will be really interested to their readings who's obviously looking at this type of content on the blog. And yeah, it's a little bit optional, how you want to do this, again, depending on how you're doing it. I've tried to just, say, hey, I've won, a couple awards, this is, the credentials to know that, you are legit, and as well as, giving them, okay, if you want to check out more, Here's some more articles that I've written. And again, I'm not asking them directly, hey, can you please link to my website? I'm trying to develop that relationship first and trying to, relate to what they're doing and trying to build that relationship up. So some of the effective ways that you could maybe, perhaps show, your gratitude and you being thankful for them linking to you, that's what you're trying to achieve, which is probably most likely. There's a couple of ways. So firstly, there's social sharing. So maybe you might give a bit of a shout out on your social media page, or you might, interact with them on the social media platform. Just make sure, it's a win-win scenario, make sure both parties benefit, and yet this can be achieved through maybe you linking to them as well. Congratulate them, maybe if there's, an achievement or something that they've done, maybe they've won an award or something like that. If it's a journalist, go and show your appreciation of their written article, say, hey, there's a really great article. Follow them on social media, whether it's maybe Twitter or LinkedIn, and regularly interact with them. But also, if you got a link from someone, maybe if you know their address or maybe their workplace, maybe give them like a gift. Maybe it's a beverage, or some flowers, or some chocolate, or maybe some of your brand merch, like a hoodie or something. There's lots of possibilities, but send them a gift, show your appreciation, and that'll keep your relationship going forward. Especially if it's in Australia and you want to, there's a journalist that's in your area and you're really thinking, okay, maybe I can use that relationship and that connection for maybe an article and stuff linked to my website in the future. Who knows? So I hope that you've been able to learn just a little bit of the basics of link acquisition. I'm going to release some more content on different backlink acquisition techniques that maybe you might consider using your website. But again, it's up to you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out the blog, and I'll see you in future videos.